Kids, if you're gonna drink, at least stay hydrated. Really quick, I already recorded the whole thing and my camera didn't get it. So just know that this is gonna be a really drunk vlog because I've already had all of the alcohol and I'm still gonna go with it for the second attempt. So this is the 5th episode of the new season. It's written by X-Files veteran James Wong. We open on an abandoned ship called Chimera. Solid name. This girl is walking through it. She sees this maggoty animal and just like pulls out a knife. As a former teenage girl, we don't just walk around with fucking huge knives on us. I don't know about all you other teenage girls out there, but this is not like a regular teenage girl pastime. There's another girl and she also has a knife. Why do you guys have knives? This is just already too much. One of them falls through the ceiling and it's Ghouli, this horrific monster, and they start slashing at him and at each other, and suddenly with the really quick cuts you realize that they've just stabbed each other and they're like on the ground bleeding out. The episode is pretty much a ripoff of Slenderman and the Slenderman stabbings. And I think the episode did a really good job of taking the cool things from the Slenderman like mythology and lore and making it their own. Also, you don't need to know about Slenderman to get what's happening in the episode. Then Scully's asleep and she does this voiceover that's so soothing. She's like experiencing this sleep paralysis situation, wakes up to this like shadowy figure and she goes chasing after it with a gun. She's in these blue silk pajamas. You guys know me well enough at this point to know that I'm gonna be talking about the blue silk pajamas. Oh my god. Scully running around barefoot through this like mystery house with her like cute little silk pajamas is like too much for my heart to take. It's just so cute. Previous seasons we always saw Scully in silk pajamas, but I'm just glad the tradition lives. It's all just a vision, whatever. Then she and Mulder are in the car and they're driving to Norfolk, Virginia. Again, I'm from Norfolk. The last vlog I said I was from Henrico, which I am, but I'm also from Norfolk. Vancouver and Norfolk are very different, and I don't really appreciate you trying to make it seem like Norfolk, Virginia is that pretty of a place. Vancouver is stunning. Beautiful. Norfolk, Virginia is not fucking beautiful. We do have a lot of ships there. She did a good job with the whole ship thing. Mulder and Scully find out about Ghouli and about the blog, and they're going through the blog, and I find it really cute that Mulder hates Ghouli. He's just like, oh, these internet monsters don't have any pathos. I just think it's really cute that Mulder likes emotion behind his monster fanfic. So then Mulder and Scully go and talk to the girls in the hospital and quickly realize they both share a boyfriend, Jackson Vandekamp. Scully gave up her child to a family with the surname Vandekamp, which isn't like a totally common surname. William's dating both of these girls? Bitch, are you a player? Then Mulder and Scully go to William Jackson's house. Right outside the house, there's a line that I need to address. There are some lines in TV and film that just hit you and are perfect in the moment. This is one of those lines. It's when Scully says,
I feel like I'm gonna fall off a cliff.
Just gives you everything that you need to know about this moment. Scully already feels this very intense preemptive feeling. Whatever she and Mulder are about to encounter in that house just feels very strongly about it. And the way that Gillian delivers the line and the way that the line is written, perfect combination to inform the scene. So pleased. So then Mulder and Scully hear gunshots. They race into the house and see 2 dead bodies. And then they hear another gunshot and run upstairs and they find William dead on the ground. And at this point, I'm like, oh my God, William's dead. Like, we didn't even get a moment with him. We didn't even get to see him and Scully reunite. We got nothing. We didn't wait all these years to just get nothing, to have dead William and no Scully, Mulder reunion, anything. So Mulder doesn't think it's a murder-suicide. He disagrees with the detectives and goes up and talks to Scully, who is sifting through photos of William in his room. Oh, bitch, we're about to die. Way too much for my emotions. I can't handle it. I need some space. My 18th drink of the night. It's just too much. Like, there are pictures of him as a baby. At this point, Scully already has like this feeling that this kid is William. And she picks up a snow globe that's sitting on his shelf. Then we're in the morgue, and this scene is just There's a lot to say about Gillian's acting in this episode. I don't know if all of you other X-Files fans have seen her other work like In the Fall or A Streetcar Named Desire. What she's capable of is beyond. But it's not often that the X-Files delivers scripts that match up to her ability. This, however, was a really great scene. She swabs her mouth because we assume that she's gonna run a DNA test on this kid to see if it's hers. And then she unzips the body bag and I'm just like, oh my God, the body bag of her child. Can you imagine doing that? Can you imagine not knowing your own child and then just like one day unzipping their body bag? Too much. She delivers this monologue to him about like, I don't know if you're William, but if you are, this is what I'd say. She talks about how sad she is that she doesn't get to know him and that he didn't get to know them. Really good scene, you guys. He was given up not because he wasn't wanted, but because she felt that that's what she needed to do to keep him safe.
To let go and to know that I was gonna miss your whole life.
And then after the end of the whole thing, she's just like, this isn't an adequate speech to give to my dead child. Then Mulder's been standing there the whole time and he comes up and he reassures her and they hug and I'm just like, this is way, I'm feeling some kind of way. And at one point Scully says, this is torture, Mulder. And I'm like, yeah, bitch. Same, no shit, it's torture. They walk out of the room and then William comes up out of the body bag and we're just like, what? And then everybody notices that the body is missing. The coroner's like, Scully, what do you do with the body? Again, Gillian's acting in this episode, she just has this look of immediate hope. William's body's missing. Maybe he's alive. He's still transmitting these visions to her. And just even in that little look, like that one shot of her on the couch says everything. And then Mulder's like, oh, Scully, I have news, but it's not good news. I had the DNA tested and it was William and he's dead, aka not good news. Scully's like, you had the DNA tested and it's William and he might be alive, so that is good news. And then they go and have the heart-to-heart in the hallway where Mulder's like, I know what it's like to be a psycho. Like, I'm always the first to be a psycho, but like, you know, the facts don't make sense here, Scully. We saw him dead kid. And Scully just like is already, you can see how in she is. William might be alive, might still be talking to her. They need to figure it out. And then Scully leaves the hospital and she bumps into this guy and it fucking breaks her snow globe. And I'm like, not her snow globe. She took that special and now it's cracked and broken. It's fine. And I'm like, it's not fine. The guy's like, oh, do you like snow globes? And she says,
I like this one.
this is another one of those perfect lines. This line in the hands of any other actor could have been a throwaway line. No, she doesn't fucking like snow globes, but she likes this one. The way Gillian delivers it, like, I'm not okay. And then he tells her, don't give up on the big picture. Looking back on it, is this William the whole time? He wrote the player book and like William's a player and now this guy, I don't know. Like, maybe this is just me being drunk. What is this guy's deal? So then Skinner's pulled into the picture, reaming Mulder out. There's just like, come on down to Norfolk. And then Skinner reveals that after Roswell, there's been this whole like eugenics plan bullshit called Project Crossroads. Maybe Scully's been part of that. And Mulder's like, bitch, I cross-checked his DNA with Scully. Like, this is what's happening. Mulder, did you check your own DNA? Like, I'd kind of like to know that element of the story. So then Mulder conveys to Scully this whole part of the thing where it's like Project Crossroads and you might have been part of this program. And maybe they just dreamed up that William got shot in the head. Like, you know, we saw what we wanted to see. And, you know, I'm not buying it. It kind of sounds like bullshit. But then William's in the hospital and he's like telling his several bitches like, yeah, I can conjure up images. And first of all, this just seems kind of fucked up. Like, William, really? You tricked both of your girlfriends into thinking there was a monster and go and investigate the ship and stab each other? That seems like a really shitty thing to do. You should be better than that. He has the genes of Mulder and Scully. Pristine genes. Maybe he needed them to parent him. Nature versus nurture, whatever. whatever. I will not accept a version of the X-Files in which William is an asshole, dates multiple women, tricks them into like fucking stabbing each other on a ship. And he's like such an archetype of like an angsty male teen. Like, oh God, I just am delivered these visions. And oh, my life's so hard. I've shared the pain with this woman. She might be my birth mom. Excuse me, motherfucker? Are you talking about Dana Catherine Scully, whose whole speech you heard in the morgue about how she wished she was there for you and how you were loved? Like, and you're just like, oh God, it might be some woman who's my birth mom. Excuse me? William and I are about to fight right now. I do not tolerate this shit. But then the cops are called because the girlfriends get jealous of each other, what the fuck ever, and it starts this whole chase scene through the hospital. William running from the bad guys, running from Mulder and Scully. William keeps conjuring these images. So like one of the bad guys is Ghouli and he gets shot, and then one of the bad guys is Scully and they shoot each other. And for a whole commercial break, we have to live with the fact that maybe Scully's been shot. Rude. Then we realize that William just conjured Scully, like it's not really her. And then Mulder and Scully show up and they're like, William, we just want to talk. We want to make sure you're okay. And I'm like, bitch, go talk to your parents. This is the moment I've been waiting for and you're ruining it. He conjures himself into a nurse and runs away. Ah! So then they leave the hospital and I guess they're going back to the airport and they see a windmill gas station. Scully recognizes it from her snow globe. While they're getting gas, the creepy guy comes up to her and says a bunch of weird shit to her. And then Mulder comes back and Scully's like, yeah, that weird guy, he said this weird thing to me. And it's the Malcolm X quote. And William had a Malcolm X poster above his bed and they're like, oh my God, they're making connections. Like, what if this guy was William and he conjured himself to just look like someone else? So sure enough, they go and check the gas station video and then we're forced to watch Scully interacting with her child, not knowing it's her child, and bitch, I want to die. You want to die. Oh my God. And the look on her face, Mulder's got his hands on her shoulders and she's just like smiling up at the camera because she knows he's still alive, and it's just this whole thing and we're all dead. So yeah. I don't really have a lot to complain about with this episode. I really loved it. I loved that it was sort of inspired by real life events with the whole Slenderman thing. I love that they didn't like overkill us with it. It was the perfect amount of repurposing and the perfect amount of like emotional catharsis. Mulder and Scully and William finally getting this issue addressed. Second movie in all of season 10, William was sort of danced around. I'm so happy that we're finally discussing it properly. This felt like such a jam-packed episode. Like everything was important. It totally held my attention the entire time. Most things made sense. There's always gonna be something that doesn't make sense. I really hope that we get an explanation for why William seems like such a dick. Kind of seems like a dick. Sorry. You are the child of Dana Catherine Scully. You don't get to be a dick. I don't care if she didn't raise you. You are going to be a pristine human. I loved this episode. I thought it was so good. It's like really overwhelmed. Alright guys, if you haven't watched last week's, go check it out here or subscribe. Next week is the Skinner episode, which no one cares about. What? I'm sorry, that's just true.